What's going on, beautiful beings and conscious co-creators? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys in advance for watching. I so appreciate each and every single one of you. Today's video is a pick a card, and we are also on day 3 of May Day. May Day, if you do not know, is a challenge I gave myself where I upload a video every single day in the month of May. We're on day 3. We're going strong, and I'm super excited. I did create a playlist, so if you want to check the other 2 videos and any other future videos, there is a playlist that I created. I believe it's just called May Day 2022, because I wanted to start doing this like maybe annually. So we'll see. But in the meantime, between time, like I said, today's video is a pick a card, and it's all about business advice, okay? And I'm very excited because I'm a business person, a businesswoman. I own several businesses, and I also give advice for businesses. I do that also on the side as well, when it comes to just variety of different business topics, like getting a business started, getting a business funded, just assisting a business owner to getting themselves in the most potential place they can get to get started and to rock out in their business, whatever their passion is. So that's what I do. That's what I'm very passionate. One of the things I'm very passionate about, because I understand that there's a lot of freedom that comes with being your own business person, or owning your own business, being an entrepreneur. So I wanted to create a video that was specifically talking to those guys. So if that's you and you are looking for some sort of advice, I'm hoping that this reading can provide you not only advice but insight, guidance, and clarity. You guys know how I go, how I do it here on this channel. I can be a little blunt, I'm not gonna lie, but it's all in love. So yeah, if you already know the deal and you've done my pick a cards in the past, then you already know the timestamps are in the description box, and they are also in the comment section. But if you have never done a pick a card, listen up. So first things first, I have 2 groups in front of, well, you and me. And these groups also come with charms, and I'm going to do a close-up so you guys can see the charms as well in the cards, closer up, zoomed in. But you're basically going to pick your group. This is going to be group 1, and this is going to be group 2. If you have never done a pick a card before, and you are having some trouble figuring out which one, and you find yourself overthinking it, take a deep breath, take a second, pause the video, do whatever it is that you need to do to relax yourself, relax your mind more importantly, and then come back to me and pick your group. And the timestamps are in the description box. As I said, they're also going to be down in the comment section. So once you pick your group, go ahead and travel down to those places to find your timestamp, and your message will be awaiting you there. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. No long intro, but if you like videos like this, if you like my personality, if you like, the straight talk, no chaser way that I go about things here, then hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I also do other types of videos, not just pick a cards. I do spiritual videos, like I just did a video on candle magic, which I will link also in this description box. It's also in the playlist. And I do story times as well, which I will be doing this month as well. So I do a lot of different stuff. It's not just the cards. Even though I love doing card videos, I also have other things that I want to do, share, and have fun with on this channel. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, no more prolonging the actual reading. I'm going to go ahead and get started with group 1, but I will see group 2 in your at your timestamp, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, what's going on, group number 1? This is your reading. Again, we are talking about any kind of business advice that I see with the cards, that I feel downloads coming for you. We're just going to talk all about what advice do you need regarding your business, regarding the track that you're on, whether you've already started a business or not. Where we're definitely taking this more on a spiritual side of things. We're not necessarily talking about actual materialistic, way of the world, matrix type things. But we're just gonna dive more into spiritual, esoteric messages for you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna start with the tarot deck. So we have the King of Wands, We have the High Priestess. We have the Queen of Wands. We have Temperance. We have Ten of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords. Hold on, hold on. I don't like the way this is looking. Give me a second. This is bothering me. I may have to move my light. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that a little better, because the light was just drowning out my cards and I wasn't really rocking with it. But anyway, so I'm going to read the cards again because I took a second to fix my setup. So we have King of Wands, High Priestess, Queen of Wands, Temperance, Ten of Swords, and Knight of Swords. And I want to point out some of the cards immediately that are coming at me. I see the Ten of Swords, and I also am looking at Temperance and Knight of Swords, and I'm feeling like changes are needed. I'm feeling like you may be exhibiting or exuding spontaneous decisions. I don't know. I get this feeling like maybe you are being very flustered with some of the decisions that you're making regarding your business. You're not taking a second to maybe do your due diligence or do your research. You are kind of just flying by the seat of your pants when it comes to making decisions regarding your business. For example, in business, there's this idea that colors matter, right? And so when you think about maybe the color blue, blue is a calming color. And not even just spiritually, we're talking just psychologically, human nature. When we see blue, we tend to think of more calming. We begin to feel more calm. That's psychological, right? And so if you were, for example, trying to open up a counseling or therapy business, maybe you got your license and you were wanting to open up your own practice, you looking for colors that you can incorporate inside your marketing and your branding, thinking about colors like that, or doing research to figure out what colors best represent the tone, the personality that you want your business to convey without you saying anything. Blue maybe would be a really good color to at least consider, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. So if you're trying to bring people in and make them feel calm, cool, comfortable, open, vulnerable, blue would be a really good color. That's just marketing tactics, right? And I didn't go to marketing school for that information, even though this is some of the things that I know they teach you. I've had friends and relatives go to business school, so I know they teach these sort of things there. However, the reason I know this type of stuff is because of just research. And so that's a perfect example of the thing that maybe some of you guys aren't doing, is you're not doing enough research when it comes to your field. So you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. You're just wanting to put something out there, get it going. But I think that it serves you better to spend some time doing everything as best as you can up front. And, if that means it takes you an extra week or two, I honestly feel like it will pay off in the end. So I see what is happening over here is that spontaneity, that I'm just going to be really quick, I just got to go. That's the spirit of the swords, right? It's like it's fast, it's fluid, it's quick tongued, it's sharp tongued, it's very smart and intelligent, but it's also very it's a lot of speed behind this. And I don't know if that's meant to serve you specifically if you pick this group, because Ten of Swords is really spirit saying, all right, no, we're deading this, sit down for real. You know what I mean? Some of you guys may be making these actions due to fear. Like, these are fear-led or fear-based decisions. Maybe you're afraid that if I don't take these actions now, if I don't get it up now, then I'll fail. It won't come to fruition. And I really want you guys to start tackling that, and challenging those fear-based thoughts that are leading to these decisions, because it's the fear-led decisions that are going to hurt you, not you taking some time to research your market, research your audience, research what best appeals to them. You do it right the first time, you rarely will need to go back and readdress. So temperance comes in, and it's temperance is a card that talks about balance, right? And it talks about having not only a work personal life balance, because some of you guys, I feel like maybe you are 100,000% in your business, and so your personal life is kind of hit the back burner. And there are seasons where I understand that that makes sense, and right now we just got to be go 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 business. I feel like, though, for this card to come out for you guys when it comes to business advice, it's bringing to your attention that, now would be a good opportunity to also start incorporating more balance with your business and your personal life, and not letting one be sacrificed for the other. This card is coming in, I guess, to remind you that your relationships matter. And not only do they matter, but a lot of times we ignore the things that are around us that can actually help us. So you utilizing those relationships to help you out, to advance you. A lot of successful people will say that they attribute their success to not what they know, but who they know. So some of you guys may be sleeping on relationships that can help you advance and move further. A lot of relationships that can bring you those clients, bring you that audience, bring you those contracts, whatever it is that you're doing, customers, whatever. You sleeping on these relationships that you have with people, I feel like you're making it harder on yourself. So this is calling you to take a second to say, hey, are there any relationships that I'm ignoring, especially relationships that may potentially help me with my business? This is kind of a card that's also challenging your ego, in the sense of like you feeling like you can do everything yourself, or you can do it all, or you can only be one way, and ignore all of the other aspects about yourself, or aspects about your life, or aspects about your season even. So it's like when you called into this season of starting your business, opening a business, or even just in a regular 9 to 5, just trying to advance in your business, just don't become those people that are so caught up in the rat race and the hamster wheel of work that you forget to live your life. I think that's what this is saying. Is, yes, this is a business advice pick a card, but within the business advice, part of it is keeping your sanity. And your sanity is what we sometimes we just get so caught up. And I'm a victim of this too. Like, I've done this where I've just gotten so caught up in work that I realized I haven't talked to my mom in a week or two. And this is somebody that I talk to regularly. So it's like, that's important to me. And so it's good to just remind yourself that business is business and work life is work life. And there's a place where both can coexist in your life, and one doesn't have to be sacrificed for the other. Okay. And a lot of women out there too, because I know my audience is primarily women. I want to also point out, you don't have to sacrifice family for a career. Okay. I will say that it helps when you have the support, and if you do have the support, don't necessarily take advantage of them, but take advantage of that opportunity to work hard when you have people that are willing to help you out and help you watch your kids, or whatever it is that they're willing to do to help you. But I will say, if you do have that support, when I say take advantage but don't take advantage, what I'm saying is take advantage of that opportunity within the season. But once you get to that point of stability, go back and help those people. Don't step on the people that helped you climb up that wall, basically. I really feel like that's a true karmic lesson a lot of people are learning in this day and age, is because they stepped on the people that helped them get to where they're going. And so when you crash and burn, not if, but a lot of times when you do, you're going to fall passing all those people that you stepped on your way up. So that's also a message that I don't know who that was really for, but I just want to say, take advantage, but don't take advantage. Utilize the opportunity. If people are offering to help you out, take advantage of that. Use that, but don't shit on them once you get to the top. Don't do that. The Queen of Wands and the High Priestess card are both they're giving wise, like confidence, but used wisely. So it's like, like when you get to that place where you stop making these irrational or chaotic decisions, when you get out of this chaotic energy and you kind of like you start this flow back this way. And some of you guys, I feel like, have already exuded this. It's just that maybe you're in a territory that's unfamiliar, so you feel like you have to front, you have to fake it, you have to make all these things. You don't have to do any of that. You got to follow what you're urged to do. You got to follow what you feel called to do. It doesn't matter what it looks like to outside people. I think Spirit is asking you to come back to this energy where you're exuding confidence, you're exuding stillness, okay? It's funny because the last three cards, these beautiful people are sitting down. They're sitting. And the times where you're not sitting is when it's chaos. It's a mess. It's a mess, right? So to me, it's like we want more of this, more of that calm, regal, confident, wise energy. High Priestess is all about tapping into that intuitive side of yourself that just knows things are going to work out for your higher good. And so even if everything is falling all around you, it doesn't move you from your space. It doesn't move you from your throne, from the place that you sit. And the Queen of Wands is there to kind of back up what I just said about High Priestess, because this is a woman who's confident. This is a woman who knows who she is. This is a woman who has assumed her place, and she's going to operate and dictate from there. Also, I would point out that some of you guys could be in a position to hire on people, and you have a control issue, and so you're kind of like, I can do it. I don't want anybody to touch it because only I know how to do it right. That Virgo energy where they feel like I can do it myself. I don't need your help. You're probably going to do it wrong anyway, and then I'll have to come back after you and fix it. Yeah, no. You need to start trying to, as soon as you're able to, start putting yourself in a leadership role and not a worker role. So as soon as you're able to, you are meant to be the person that dictates, outsources. You're the one that calls the meetings and tells people what to do and where to do it and how and all that other stuff. You have to remove yourself from that worker position. And I see that also with King of Wands. King of Wands, again, is highlighting that, this is a time for you to step up and be a leader. That you, and in order for you to be a leader, okay, because you got to think about it, in order for you to be a leader, there has to be people following you. Period. And so, you kind of being down there, like, I know for some reason I'm picturing like a business that has that makes things, like makes cards or makes cupcakes or candles or soap or something, like the business that makes craft type things or things that are like fun and there's a lot of packaging involved and shipping and stuff. And it's like, I feel like you're the type of person that's like, okay, not only am I going to go buy the ingredients and bake the cake and decorate the cake, but I'm also going to pack the cake up and I'm going to send it out. Like, you're doing all of these roles when you really need to be outsourcing that. So really, one of the pieces of advice that I can see just with the cards in general is that it is now time for you guys to step up, be reliable and responsible to yourself. Do your due diligence. If you're starting out, now for those who are starting out, do your due diligence means do your research on the business venture that you're taking. Know who your audience is. Know what you're supposed to be doing as far as like how to reach your audience. Like, know your marketing strategy. Know your branding. Okay? Have your cards, have your website, have your, if it's a business site, make sure you do your due diligence for the area that you're trying to set up shop in. If it's an online type of situation, make sure you have the content that you desire to have, that you want to have, that looks the way you need it to look. Okay? Make sure you tackle all of those things before you just jump out there, because I feel like it will help a lot with the fear of failure, because I don't see failure. I just see chaos. And so that's what we definitely want to address. So let's see. So here we have teaching and we have children. And children, it says your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. And this one says teaching says you inspire young people to learn. So curious enough, like I'm thinking back on the example I said with the therapy, the psychologist. If you do have a heart to help others, like a humanitarian or just like a really involved and invested people person that just kind of, you find people come up to you a lot and they share their story, they share about who they are, they share what they're going through. And if you've ever been told like, oh, you make it really easy to talk to, you're a good listener, things of that nature. I will say that, by design, it wouldn't hurt if you haven't looked into it to look into whether or not there is space for you, or whether you can find the space rather. I think that some of you guys maybe can look into those areas. So if you were looking for, you want to start your own business, but you don't really necessarily know how or what to go into. I'm even seeing daycare. I'm seeing nursery. I'm even seeing, random enough, birth workers, doulas, OBGYNs. Like, I don't know, for some reason I feel like those of you guys who have a passion and a call to help out children in any sort of capacity, you're needed in this world, especially those who have an actual real heart to help and not hurt, because there are a lot of snakes in those industries. People like you are needed. People like you are desired and sought after. So if that's you in whatever capacity, then I would definitely say go for it. If that's something you've been contemplating, like, oh, I want to do something regarding kids, or even if it's just like you want to make something like a book, like let's say you always thought, oh, maybe I would want to be a children's author, like maybe that was a thought of yours. However which way you've been kind of thinking about this idea that surrounds children or young people or helping people, I definitely would say go for it. I think that's something that is a true passion of yours, and it's something that you really, you can really follow. Sometimes when we follow what we are called to do, things just work out for us. So when we're in alignment with what we're supposed to do with our purpose and our destiny here, I just feel in my heart of hearts that the things that we worry about, we don't have to worry about like that. Like things will be taken care of. So figuring out what is in alignment with you as far as what you do day to day, what you're called to do, how you present, once you get to that place where definitively this is what I'm supposed to do, I know it, well, alignment happens. Manifestation comes easier. You are a walking law of attraction magnet. What else? Speaking of law of attraction, this card says nothing is, I hope you guys can see it, I turned the light off earlier. It says nothing is more important than that I feel good. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. The back of the card says don't do anything that you don't really want to do. Keep yourself in a place of feeling good. Reach for the thought that feels better and watch what happens. Love this card. Love this card. I live by this card. Feeling good. So, quickly, I feel like this world is designed to keep you feeling like shit. I feel like if you watch TV or get on social media long enough, you will come across something that makes you feel like shit. Whether it's make you feel bad, make you feel insecure, make you feel have that lack of confidence. There are things that'll make you feel too skinny or too fat. There are things that'll make you feel ugly or too pretty, because now we have fucking pretty privilege, and people feel bad about being pretty. It's ridiculous. It's designed to make you feel like you are not good enough, no matter what you look like, no matter where you came from. And if we can just move out of that narrative, The conscious co-creators that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about people who just are not gonna, because there are some people who are going to get it and hear it, and there are some people who are going to glaze right over this because I'm speaking gibberish. But for those who get it, please understand me. The world is set up to go against you seeing yourself for who you really are. It's going against that. So if you can remember this card and remember that your only job in this life is to find what aligns with you and feel good. If you just focused on that, your life would literally change. Literally change. Now, I know that what I'm saying may go against a lot of, organized institutions like the government or religion. I get it. But you also, if you care to think about it, it's like, well, why would it have these rules? Why? And it's like, well, rules, what do you think rules are? Rules are meant to control people. They're meant to control mass amounts of people. That's what the government is. That's what the government is. They feel like they need one spokesperson or an entity as a spokesperson to speak for the millions or billions of people. So it doesn't really matter what you think you're one ant in a colony. So it doesn't really matter what you do. Really, it doesn't matter who you are. If you think that these entities care about who you are as a person, sadly mistaken. You're only, and I'm trying so hard not to preach, but you guys know I can't help myself because I'm going to say it one more time and then I'm going to drop it. Your only obligation in life is to find where you align, what your purpose is, what you came here to do, the reason you keep waking up every single day, figure out why, and then look for the things that make you feel good. Whatever that looks like. If that looks like homelessness to you, then fine. Fuck it, be homeless. If that looks like being a stripper to you, fine, go strip. And it's crazy because it's like this idea of wrong and right, Well, all of my family's going to hate that if I did that, even though it's something I really, really want to do. I'm not going to do it because I'm worried about how my family. What? You're worried about other people? This is your life. At the end of the day, I get it. That's your mom and your dad and you love them. I get that. But this is your life. When it's all said and done, when everybody is wiped from this earth, when everybody dies, you will only take away your experiences because the soul lives on. So the idea that you would rob yourself of experiences because you're worried about what the next soul thinks, not let's take away the face and the relationship and the bloodline. Let's take away those things. That's not your mother anymore. That's an avatar. You would rob yourself of the things that would bring you immense amount of joy and pleasure because you were worried about what that avatar thinks, that non-player character thinks. Because, and I'll say this and then I'm done for real. If that person was like an actual soulmate, because if you don't know, soulmates do not have to be romantic. You can have a soulmate for a mother, a father, a sister, a brother. You could also have one as a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, whatever. You can even soulmate. The Hollywood version is soulmate is romantic. It's not. It just means you have a very, very deep connection with someone who sees you for you and loves and accepts you. That's a soulmate. And if the person was your soulmate, if your mother, if you felt like that, then you would technically consider your mother, that would be classified as a soulmate. And if your mother was your soulmate, your mother wouldn't give a damn whether you were homeless or stripping, as long as it brought you immense pleasure and joy. But if your mother's trying to make you live life according to her narrative and her reality, in my humblest opinion, you're robbing yourself. I'm not going to say they're wrong, because I don't go really on wrong or right too much. I feel like it's too restrictive, because my rendition of wrong is different from yours. So when I'm speaking publicly, I don't like to impose those things. I try not to. I'm not perfect, but I try not to, because I try to be considerate of other people. However, it's all about what you agree with. And if you're okay living your life, kind of keeping into consideration other people in that way that prevents you from doing things that you really want to do or you feel called to do, then okay, but don't complain about it. This next card says, my happiness is my greatest gift to others. Selfishly seek joy, because your joy is the greatest gift you could give to anyone. Unless you are in joy, you have nothing to give anyway. So, I kind of just said that earlier about, doing the things that bring you immense joy and pleasure. Finding out what those feel-good things are. Because we don't really seek to feel good anymore. We've been conditioned not to do that. We've been conditioned to feel bad about that. You do want to understand why it brings you joy, but that's part of the self-actualization. We're not there yet. I really should do a series on that. Because I talk about it a lot, and I feel like some of you guys, I don't know, if you know what self-actualization is and you understand what I'm saying when I say that, let me know in the comment section. Or if you do not know what that is, let me know if you want to learn what that is, or at least my perspective, because I understand that, my version is not the end all be all. But if you want to understand where I'm coming from, let me know. But I think happiness is what you need to keep in mind when you're going into these business ventures. Don't do something just because it's making you a bunch of money, unless you're only doing it just to create the system so that you can make money to live out your dreams. So, like, for example, I've been binge watching Selling Sunset on Netflix thanks to my sister, and one of the episodes, I don't even remember which one, but they were showing a house to a man. It was $1 million house. And she asked him what he did for a living. And he said he owned a pistachio farm. And that's random as hell. Like, how many people do you encounter on a regular basis that say, oh, I own a pistachio farm? And so she was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, do you like what you do? And he was like, no. He's like, I like that it makes me money. And that's a little thing. It's like a little piece of, it's like a tidbit. It's like a tidbit of, like a gem. I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but it's like that little piece of knowledge that he just kind of passed on, which is, if you set up the system to bring you money, then you can go and live your life. Because he also did something on the side as well that he does enjoy doing, if I remember correctly. But the pistachio farm brings him the income. So if you were creating something that is completely supposed to just bring you income, that makes sense, because then you're out of survival mode. Then you can say, oh, well, my bills are taken care of. My household is taken care of. So while that business is making me money, I can focus on where my passion is. So if that means setting up a nonprofit daycare situation or a nonprofit tutoring situation, you can do that without having to worry about how to pay your bills. That was business advice. Let's see. I guess I'm going to just pull from the bottom of the deck for this. We have the Dreamer. It says, a new start, and to trust yourself. Push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. We also have the Sun. It says, a time of great joy and success. Brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities. plans that work out perfectly, gratitude to the divine. There's so much favor in store for you. I think those of you guys who have been in, like, kind of, and I'll read this in a second to you guys, but I think those of you guys who have been kind of contemplating whether to take this step of faith in a business that maybe doesn't necessarily make the most sense, maybe it goes against what you were taught from your family or from your in your culture. Or maybe this is like you considering quitting your current job to do something that you just feel very passionate about. Maybe that's quitting your 9 to 5 so you can open that hair salon, or whatever it is, or nanny, or whatever. You never really, unless we get to this place within ourselves where we're in tune enough to kind of see where spirit is leading us. Until we can see that clearly, sometimes we just got to follow the urge. Sometimes we just got to follow the urge, because a lot of times our urges lead us down the path of alignment and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize it. We don't even know what's in store. But I see you guys having these dreams that could easily be, mocked, or somebody can come in and try to dissuade you. And I don't want you guys to allow that to happen. I want you guys to believe in your dream. I want you guys to believe in your heart of hearts that it is possible to live the life that you want. You have to believe that. It won't be enough that I believe that alone. And I don't even know who you are, and I know it's possible. Because that's how much faith I have in spirit, in the universe, in God, all through design. Like I believe in that, and I need you to have that same amount of conviction that I do, if not more, because it's technically yours. Because there's no one on this planet who can convince me that I do not deserve to live the life that I want to live. No one, the Queen of England can come fly over here to my house and tell me what she thinks, and I'd be like, respectfully, I don't give a damn. This is what I believe in, and this is what I'm going to continue to work towards until I get there. And I need you guys to be in that same place where it doesn't matter who it is. Because I think once that happens, once you have that, you know what, I'm going to go for it, whatever that is, once you have that, the favor is going to come right after. Why? The Sun card is here. The Sun card is here to remind you that joy and happiness follows those who walk faithfully. And you have the Empress card. And I love this card. I swear I love this card. I mean, I say that about just about every card, I think. Well, as far as major arcana. But I really love this card, at least today, because this card is talking about birthing something, a baby. But in this case, it's like a metaphorical baby. It's your business. Like, so now I'm just kind of feeling more and more like you guys some of you guys are starting out with this idea. Like, you have this idea that you've been sitting on and marinating and contemplating and looking at and drawing pictures of. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to click on this video to get some business advice, because I want to know if I should do this or not. If I should step out and do whatever it is that I've been thinking about doing for the last 3 to 6 months, years. And this card is saying you have greatness growing in you. You have greatness. You are about to produce something extraordinary. And you know how crazy it would be for a woman who's like 7 months pregnant to walk around saying she's not pregnant? And it's like, yes, you are. You are pregnant. No, I'm not. I'm not pregnant. You're literally 7 months pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Like, that's That's what this feels like from like me to you. You're the one 7 months pregnant, and you're about to give birth to this beautiful entity, this beautiful business idea, this beautiful organization, whatever this is, foundation, nonprofit, hair salon, daycare, tutoring group, dance school, whatever it is. And I say dance school because I'm over here looking at some of these charms, right? And I showed you a close-up. I'll show it to you again. Hold on, let me lay them out. And so as you can see in that close-up, there's this image of this ballerina, and then there's this musical sign and this peacock. And I'm just seeing music for some reason now. And so that was one of the reasons why I brought up dance school, a school for the gifted, kids who like music, whatever it is though. Whatever it is. The other charm says blessed. And when I see blessed, I look back to the Sun and the Empress card, because you're producing your own blessing. And if you knew that going in, you would treat it differently. And so that's what I'm trying to convince you to do, is to know that going in. Know that this is the thing that is going to set your life up. So the card actually says, time to take action, give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and prosperity. So not only are you hearing the words joy and success, you are hearing abundance and prosperity. Those are your affirmations. Create affirmations around those words. We have well-being, beauty, career, clarity, and we have fertility. So I want to point out, between career and beauty, both of these cards are coming in to ask you to focus on goal setting. Have some sort of routine down where you can plan out your day, plan out your week, plan out your month, know what action steps you're supposed to be taking, something that can keep you accountable day to day. A piece of advice I can give you off the top of my head is writing down 3 major goals regarding your business that you want to try and hit every single day. Or maybe 5 major goals that you hit every week at the end of the week. The 5 one, I know you're like, well, what's like three a day and 5 a day? But like, I think that it really depends on what exactly it is that you do. And that's why I'm like, you definitely want to tailor it. But if you have major goals, like weekly major goals, and you can like divide them out through the day, then do that. Or just know, hey, by the end of the week, by the end of Friday or the end of Sunday, whatever your week is, I need to have these things accomplished, and create some sort of checklist. And those micro goals should feed into the overall goal for that month or that quarter or that year. Okay? This is how the big businesses do this. It's about staying organized, staying on track, holding yourself accountable. So, career and beauty, if you see her, I'll pull it up. If you can see her, she's looking into a mirror, right? The card is asking you to take a moment, basically, and kind of look inward to figure out, well, what is it that I want? What is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want to accomplish within my business? If you want X amount of customers, well, then work down from there. If you want to generate X amount of income, create the funnels, create the flow of however it is that you need to get to that number. It's about taking that, like I said, taking that general goal and coming down to a micro level of action steps. So then we have clarity, right? And clarity is coming in and saying, let's declutter a little bit. Maybe you have too much going on, and that's why your reader was feeling all of that chaotic energy earlier during the tarot card session. So taking a moment to even declutter your actual life. Maybe some of you guys are a little bit distracted. And so if you're distracted, remove the things that don't serve. So if you know, I only focus better in a clean space, and you have, I just kicked the table, sorry. I focus better in a clean space. Then clean your space up. If you're like, I really need to work, but I'm around a lot of people who only want to party and, gossip, or just do really nothing that fits what you're trying to do. Remove yourself, separate yourself. Go to a coffee shop. They have all kind of places nowadays where you can travel to, bring your laptop and be around that energy. Like those people who stay at Starbucks during the day, those writers, or people who work from home or whatever, and they're on their laptop, be in that energy. And tell me that doesn't cause you to want to be more productive. Like, because where you spend a lot of your energy oftentimes affects how far you will go. If you spend all of your time around millionaires, at some point something is going to click with you. If that's what you want. Now, if you don't, then it won't matter, but if that's what you want. So if you spend your time around potheads all day long and all y'all do is smoke, it's like, what exactly are you expecting to get out of that? If you spend your time around broke people all the time, like you have to, and I think that's another thing, is like you have to find balance in everything. Balance out your time, balance out your friends, balance out your personal life with business. Like balancing out, honestly, everything, I think is going to help you guys so much when it comes to your own actual business and what it is that you need to do. Like find the people within your group or circle of friends or whatever that support you, that inspire you, that motivate you, that call and ask you, hey, I know you had some goals this week. Did you hit those goals? Like having people that can even hold you accountable because they're doing the same thing and both of y'all are trying to, come up together. That shit is so powerful. Be around like-minded people. And if you can't physically be around like-minded people, find them online. Reach out to them. Hey, I see you're trying to start a business. Join a group on Facebook or something. I don't know. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. None. If you're able to watch a video like this on YouTube, you can find a group of people. And I also want to point out how funny it is that I see fertility here. And I just got done talking about Empress card. It's giving me the same vibes. It's giving me the vibes. I think that you guys are facing this challenge of change. Something big is happening. It's brewing, and it's challenging you to change your actual reality as you know it, to prepare and accommodate this thing. See, because what's going to happen is this business is going to be successful. And because of that, this business is going to call for you to move differently. This business is going to call for you to interact differently. Because when this business becomes successful, you may not have all the time in the world to sit around at the house and do absolutely nothing with the people that you enjoy doing absolutely nothing with. So you, I feel like, know that. And maybe that's why maybe that's where the fear is setting in, because it's kind of like, it's like, you know, but you don't know. It's the unknown. But again, I want to point out this last card here, the well-being card. It's like, with the well-being card, me thinking back to even the sun card, but it's like everything is going to be okay. These moves, these changes, this challenge that you're facing with this need to find the balance, this is all for your greater good. This is all for your highest good. Because I feel like a lot of you guys are still entertaining things that just are not, they're not for you. One of my favorite songs, it happens to be a Christian song, actually. Actually, I love Christian music, funny enough. But I think it's a song by Shekinah Glory, and I think it's called Yes. If you have not heard that song, I would say look it up on YouTube. Because in that song, the lyrics are, he's calling you higher. He's calling you higher. There is more that I required of you. And I think, and I wasn't even thinking about songs when I did this. So, I think 1 or 2 videos I had like songs for each group. I wasn't even thinking about songs for this reading, but I'm hearing that song play in my head as I'm looking at the well-being card. There is more that I required of you. Don't be afraid of the many faces. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So with you, I'm sensing leadership. I'm sensing responsibility. I'm sensing influence and impact. And maybe you guys are afraid of that because that is completely different from the life that you currently lead. And maybe you are feeling like, I'm not ready for that. I don't know why I feel these urges to do certain things, so I'm going to reject them. I'm going to stay in this bubble of comfortability because this is what I know and this is my safe space. And so it's so funny because some of you guys, you say that, and then because you still have this urge to do whatever this business is, whatever this idea is, you go and do that, but it's all frantic because you're rejecting what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So you're coming in here and you're half-assing it, or you're not really doing the research that's required. It's like you haven't really accepted what is in front of you, what has been laid out for you. You're having a problem coming to terms. You guys know I can never just give like basic ass advice. You guys know I always have to get on here with my little loud speakerphone or microphone, whatever that thing is. What is that called? What is that called? You know, the loud thing that people use in the audience. I don't know if it's called. If you guys know what it's called, let me know in the comment section. But you guys know that I can't just give you guys like vanilla advice. I always have to be that person. But it's because I care. I do. And I want to see those who feel as strongly as I do about my own life course, I want you guys to walk in that unashamed, fearless, and just rock that shit. So I wish you luck with that. If anything that I said in this reading resonated at all, if I hit home with some things, great. I know that these are general readings, so everything may not apply. Some things may, everything may. But as you know, I think my grandfather used to say this. I'm from the South, so from the South, we got like 1,000,001 sayings for everything. And my dad, my grandfather, my grandfather used to say, "Eat the meat and spit out the bones." He used to say that a lot. And these readings are kind of like that, because they're not personal readings. So, whatever resonated, you basically would do that. You would eat the meat and spit out the bones. Or for the vegans out there, you would eat the fruit and spit out the seeds. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go to your sister group 2. But I will see you guys in my next video. Okay? Bye. What is going on, group number 2? Welcome. Can I not kick the table? Jesus Christ. Welcome to your reading. I want to preface by saying, because last group's reading was a little ham, because I'm very blunt and dramatic, so it just doesn't it doesn't always get received well. So I just want to preface this reading by saying these are not your ordinary pick a cards. I really just kind of go deep. I don't really do superficial shit on my channel. I see what I see. I don't allow certain things that maybe you are used to people doing to block them from saying certain things. It doesn't align with me to do that. So I'm going to call it how I see it. And if you are sensitive, if you are easily triggered, don't listen to these videos on any of my channels, because it's honestly kind of like a damn, if like a TED Talk was a therapy session. That's kind of what my stuff is, And not everybody is willing or ready or can even receive that. Some of you guys are not meant to, Not me dissuading you guys from watching this video, but I'm just saying you can't say you didn't know. I warned you. Like, sometimes my advice comes, with some actual real, this is what I think advice. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So let's go ahead and jump into it for those who stayed. We have the Fool card, and I hope you guys can see this as I turn my light off, but we have the Fool card, we have the Ten of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords, all right, Wheel of Fortune, we have Queen of Swords, and we have the Judgment card. Interesting. So Queen of Swords talks about being truthful, being honest, right? So it's interesting because I had the disclaimer, but now I'm like, okay, well, it's probably funny that you guys were like listening to that and you're like, yeah, we need that, because like Queen of Swords is all about, kind of cutting right to the point. Like, we're going to skip past the bullshit. I'm just going to tell it how it is. Like, when I think of Queen of Swords, I think of Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada. Like, how she was, like, perceived as this, like, bitch. But really, she just kind of doesn't show all of her cards. Like, she's not emotional. And there are times in our life where we have to play that persona. We have to be that person. Showing our cards, it's not always the best thing for us to do. So it's funny that this comes in, because I feel like some of you guys could benefit from, taking some of that Miranda Priestley energy on when you are maybe doing certain things in your business. Like, honestly, if you want to look at it, like this, you can, but think of it like poker. In the game of poker, the person who is the most emotional and people can read easily, well, they're going to lose, you know? Like, you don't want to be the most readable person at the table. That's what I'm saying here. So, managing your emotions, right? Taking on that personality of, you know, is she mad? Is she happy? Is she sad? Is she irritated? You know, I think that some of you guys don't want to be looked at as intimidating, but it's actually helpful for you at times for people to look at you and perceive you to be intimidating, because people really don't fuck over people who they perceive to be intimidating or scary. And I don't know exactly what it is that you're into right now. I'm hoping that'll be revealed as I continue to read these cards in front of me. But I feel like whatever it is that you're trying to do in your business, or what you're doing in your career, you keeping your cards close to your chest helps. It helps. So that's interesting. Now, I want to go to the majors. So we have Judgment card here, and we also have the Wheel of Fortune here. And I see Judgment card coming out and asking you to make a decision. You have to make a decision. I feel like you guys are at a crossroads where you're going to have to commit. Yay or nay, yes, no, left, right, go forward or go back, or turn around and go back. Like you're facing a major life decision, and maybe that's one of the reasons why you picked this video to watch, because you're like, well, I don't really know. I don't really know if this is what I want to, if I want to continue going. And I'm questioning whether or not it's because you feel particularly emotional. For some reason, I'm getting like acting, or like something to do with like drama, like the arts, like or like I don't know, it's something. Yeah, I'm getting acting, but neither here nor there. When I see this Judgment card, it makes me feel like Spirit is coming and saying, you need to make a decision. You're either going to be all in over here or just get out. Like, either piss or get off the pot. I gave a little Southern saying in the first episode. Jesus Christ. I gave a little saying, a Southern saying in the first group. So that's your saying, because, you know, I'm from the South. So we got 1,000,001 sayings down here. So there's one. Either piss or get off the pot. Meaning you're either going to commit and go all in, or remove yourself. But this lukewarm energy isn't helping. And I also want to say, with this other major arcana, I love this card for you guys specifically, because Wheel of Fortune is saying, remember what this all is. Which is a really good saying. I say it all the time. If I'm not saying it, my husband's saying it. I really would get a tattoo of it in like maybe like Arabic or Latin or something. Or maybe just a necklace that says it. I don't know. But it's a really important saying in my life. And so I'm going to pass it to you, because I feel like maybe it'll help you. Remember what this all is just a reminder not to take shit so seriously, not to allow life situations, people, circumstances to pull you so far out of character. Because you show up, you play the role, you play the part, and then you go home and you relax and you decompress. And you take your shoes off, you get comfortable, and you become yourself again. I feel like you're in an industry where you have to play a role. You have to put on, and it's not who you are. And maybe that's what's conflicting with you right now. Is like, I'm being asked to be something that I'm not, and it's driving you crazy. Nine of Swords, driving you crazy. But I just think that you're overthinking it. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Because part of me wants to kind of bend to what you want and just tell you, oh, it's okay, just quit, get out of it. But I don't feel that way. I feel like you guys just need to remember what this all is. This is a role. This is a play. This whole thing that we call life is a game in and of itself. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist. Hey, you can take it how you want, but I mean, some of this stuff really does feel like a simulation sometimes. And maybe it wouldn't hurt to kind of think of it like that, or even at least entertain the idea, because maybe it would make you feel like, you know what, I really don't take this shit so seriously. So what if they're asking me to play Miranda Priestley right now? Did you, I mean, Meryl Streep probably got millions of dollars playing that role. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like you guys are in an industry that's asking you to play up a role, and you don't want to play it because you're taking it too seriously, and it's not meant to be taken seriously. And you can find, I see you guys kind of being successful in your own right if you would just kind of calm down. Ten of Cups is coming in, and it's asking you guys to appreciate and find gratitude in the moments. I think sometimes you guys show up to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you're unable to find the gratitude in the moment because you're just so upset, or you're finding all the things to get mad at and all the things to hate or dislike, that you're missing the fact that you were even given this opportunity. Because like I said, I don't know why, but for some reason I just keep hearing acting. I really don't know why, but like I said, I didn't say this, but it's a general reading, so every single thing that I say may not resonate. But if you are required in some way, shape, or form to kind of, not necessarily be who you really, really are, it doesn't mean that, oh, well, I need to be I need to be myself at all times. Not really. You really don't. Like, who said that? Even in spirituality, like, there's this misconception that, like, you have to show up as like this 70s new age hippie, because that's what new age spirituality looks like. Or if somebody identified themselves as a witch, well, it's like, okay, well, where's your black lipstick and your Morticia Adams outfit and your black hair? But this girl comes up looking like Barbie doll, and they're like, you're not a witch. Like, we have to stop trying to put people in boxes for our own comfortability, and you have to stop allowing people to do that. So even if you are this particular way over here, it doesn't mean you have to be that everywhere. Sometimes you have to put on to show up in certain places. Sometimes it makes the most sense to do that just to get to where you're trying to go. You have to keep in mind, again, with the conspiracy theorists, but hear me out. In the Matrix, there is this idea of simulation. So it's called the simulation theory, right? And if you think about that movie, though, there is the actual Matrix, and then there is Zion. Zion is where the people who woke up out of their Matrix, woke up from being used by these machines, they woke up, escaped, got to Zion, and they were able to live their true selves. But there are some people in Zion who go in and out of the Matrix for certain missions. So when they're in the Matrix, they're dressed a specific way. They're in leather. Trinity got a trench coat on. It looks like a cape. He rides a motorcycle. Trinity in Zion does not drive no fucking motorcycle. But in the Matrix, she does. In the Matrix, Trinity looks like a damn dominatrix. Neo is like super cool in the Matrix. He can do all these crazy things. He can fly. He can't fly in Zion. But so I think that you guys could benefit if you've never seen that movie. You're probably like, what in the hell is she saying? But if you think about it, really, there are times where you have to show up and play a certain role. And there's nothing wrong with that. Always remember who you are. But there are times where you probably wear a suit to some places and wear a bikini to another place. You don't go into a bank in a bikini. You go to the beach in a bikini. You don't go to court in a bikini. You'd probably get kicked out. You'd probably be jailed. So there's a time and a place for everything. And we show up how we need to show up to get what it is that we need. And then we go back home. We go back home and we chill out. We take the mask off. Jim Carrey likes to refer to it as a mask. And I love that. Jim Carrey is actually, don't sleep on Jim Carrey's awakening, by the way. But anyway, Jim Carrey gets it. You wear a mask, you come home and you take the mask off. Always be aware of yourself, but if you have to present as something for a bit of time, then if it makes sense for where it is that you're trying to go, play the part. This is a game. Play a character. Always remember who you are, though. Don't forget who you are. And I want to also say, what will help you guys as well is having a safe space where you can be your raw, unfiltered, authentic self. But I just feel like you guys are in a field right now, or an area or a business where you can't always be who you are. You know, I'm even thinking now, like outside of acting, because I'm seeing acting, but I'm also seeing like media. And maybe that's why I keep saying acting, but like now it's kind of coming a little more clear. So it's like media. It's like influencer, like artists, you know, like any type of position where you have to play up something. Like, you really think all of these rappers are gangsters and thugs in these streets? No, they're not. Some of them are, but some of them, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You know, so, you know, but they play the role. They do what they need to do. They collect what they need to collect. They, unfortunately, a lot of them don't make the smart decisions when it comes to finances. But you guys are smarter. And you show up, you play the part, you get paid, you put that money into something smart. You put that money into smart investments like real estate. So where when you get done and you are actually saying, all right, Wheel of Fortune, this season of my life is over. I'm done doing this. You now have about what 50 properties across the country that are bringing in income. So you can retire. Most people can live on like $15,000 a month. Most people can. I mean, maybe don't live in Manhattan, New York. I don't know. But like most people can. Come on, like be real. So, but yeah, I think you need to, with the full card here, I think you guys need to relax a little bit. Take it easy. Like, stop being so serious about it. You can be who you are. You can be this unfiltered, unabashed, you know, whatever it is that you are. You can be all of that. You can be the witch that goes to court looking like Amber Heard. You can be that. Like, you don't have to be one thing. There are layers to a lot of us. Like, there are times where I dress how I dress and I have a certain look about myself. But I don't have to wear that every single time I'm going somewhere. And I think when it comes to this new age spirituality, like, everybody wants to look a certain way. And you don't have to look like them. If one girl, I saw this beautiful girl. Oh my God, she was gorgeous. And I hate that I don't remember her name and I deleted my TikTok. I should try to find a way to get back. No, because I deleted all my socials. I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok, nothing. All I have is YouTube. And, but she was beautiful. And she would draw like they look like markings, like tribal looking markings on her face. And they were beautiful. But that's her self-expression. That's what she feels called to do. It doesn't mean that if you believe in the same things that she does, you have to go and draw on your face. That's not what that means. Like, we are losing individuality even within spirituality, which is crazy because it sounds like a fucking oxymoron. Spirituality is not a one size fits all. You find your way within everything. I really am starting to not even like using the word spirituality because it's like a religion. They're trying to say you can and cannot do. What? Who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? I have to look like something in order to be considered whatever it is that you think. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not. That is a pet peeve of mine, is when people try to classify you into something to make themselves feel better because they don't understand. And it's like, well, if you don't understand, just ask. But don't tell me I'm wrong because I don't look or act like what you need me to be. Anyway, I'm ranting. The point is, though, is I feel like you guys are called to act a certain kind of way and play a certain role. And I think you guys need to just kind of remember what this all is. Show up, play the role, go home, take the mask off, be yourself, do that for a stretch of time, stack up whatever it is that you need to stack up, and then exit the matrix. Live in Zion. I probably lost y'all. Y'all are probably like, what the hell is she talking about? Nutrition. You conduct healthy, that's not what that says. You conduct healing work. It's kind of dark in here. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Cook more. Cook and bake more. I think that would be a big stress reliever for you too. So I would say try to cook more. Cook from home. Cook different meals. Buy a cookbook and try to cook all the stuff on the cookbook. I said cook a lot. You should take a shot for every time I said that word. Don't do that. Anyway, infinite abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. My question is, do you know what your divine life purpose is? Because I know this is a business advice pick a card. And so I'm giving you advice regarding the business or the career that you're in. But I don't believe that the career that you're in is your life purpose. See, unlike group one, I feel like you guys, this is really a means to an end. And that's why I have this position I have with you all where it's just like, look, just go in there, do what you got to do, show up, and then call it. Because I feel like you guys are in this like transition phase where this isn't really what you're meant to do. And that's why, again, I keep looking at this Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is one of the most important cards in this selection so far, because it's reminding you this is not your end all be all. This is really just in the moment. We're doing this. Like, there are people right now, influencers, actors, whatever, that right now they're hot, and then 5 years from now, they're nowhere to be found. They retired. They're done. They're living their life. I think about like Cameron Diaz. One minute she was everywhere. She was everywhere in every movie. And now she's living her life. She's retired. She's not acting anymore. She's married. She's happy. She's out there surfing somewhere in Hawaii. She's living her best life. She went in, she acted, she played her roles, played her parts, stacked her money, living life. I feel like that's what you guys are supposed to be doing right now. But you can't focus on that because you're too busy having some sort of identity crisis. But the identity crisis is coming to you because you're like, I have to be this person and they want me to be this person. And one, I want to say, they is important. Figure out who they is, but also, if it's in the name of a role or something like that, something that you're actually like having to do, contracted to do, remember what the soul is. It doesn't have to be super serious. So we have 3 Abraham cards. This one says, My joy doesn't depend upon the approval of others. No effective guidance will ever be achieved by seeking the approval of others, for they all desire different things of you. Constant, pure guidance from source comes forth from within you. It is always there. Yeah, you do not have to be, that's what I'm saying. Play the role. It doesn't have to be who you are. There's a very big difference. You guys are acting. This is not who you are. This is a character. Give the character a name, give the character a personality, and give the character a goal, and go do that. Like, another example, Beyonce. Beyonce has said in interviews that she has this alter ego named Sasha Fierce. And Beyonce on stage, she has said, is not the Beyonce off stage, at home, with family, with friends. Those are two different people. Those are two different people. Beyonce is actually noted to be very, very shy. I love Beyonce, by the way. If she ever, and I'm not even like a fan person like that. Like, I don't stan anybody. I just have a high level of respect for her and what she's accomplished and what she's done. I just respect it a lot. Anyway, and we're both from Texas, so hello. Anyway, but like, she has said though, who she is on stage that's not her. She puts on. And that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. She's not that person because it's not her. And she's not going to be that person everywhere she goes because people want her to be, because we're used to seeing her that way. No, she creates boundaries. She's like, you guys get that version of me, that character, that alter ego that I have created. You guys get that on stage. When I get off this stage, leave me the F alone. I'm going home. No one's going to see me for 6 months. I'm out. She shows you what she allows you to see. You guys could stand to benefit from that. Like I said, because I feel like you guys somehow have found yourselves in like roles where people are watching you, people are expecting things from you, people need things from you. And I feel like a lot of influencers and celebrities put themselves in these really shitty positions where they feel like they have to answer to their fans in so many ridiculous ways. They're a fan. Okay? This is not your child. You're not obligated to do anything. But be who you were when they found you. But again, in this new day and age, people do not create boundaries like how these old school artists have, like Beyonce. Like, people don't create boundaries like that. Some people do, like Rihanna does. But I think you guys could stand to remember that your joy comes from within and not from what other people like or don't like. Like, stick to your brand. Stick to the character when the character needs to show up. When the character doesn't need to show up, cut that shit out. Go back to being yourself. Go back to doing the things that are most authentic to you. Play the part until you're done. It's an unpopular opinion, but whatever. I am life everlasting. I am an eternal being. You cannot die. You are everlasting life. In grace, you may choose to relax and allow your gentle transition back to your non-physical state of pure positive energy. This is talking about croaking. That's what Abraham calls it, croaking. They don't call it death. Because death sounds very finite, and croaking kind of just sounds like something just happened. But like, you don't think croaking and like, oh, that's the end. Bye. Sayonara. Sayonara, never to see you again. What language is sayonara, by the way? Can anybody tell me? Because I say that all the time, and I should probably look it up. But if you want to tell me, that would be great. Thank you. Anyway, I think this is really just to serve as a reminder, again, to remember what this all is. That is really y'all's quote of the day. Group 1 got a song of the day. You guys get a quote of the day. Remember what this all is. Remember that this is all a cycle. This is a season. Even this life, this is a season. Okay? That's what I'm saying. It's not that deep. Stop making shit so dramatic, and like, that's coming from me, who's probably one of the most dramatic people that most people that know me. I'm the most dramatic person that they know. But anyway, Remember what the soul is. I am selfish enough to want to feel good. Feeling good indicates your connection to clarity, wellness, and abundance and all good things. Feeling good is your most natural core belief. And there we go. That's what I'm saying. Have this mask, have this personality, this alter ego, whoever it is, and create a boundary for that. Because who you present to the world doesn't always have to be who you are, unless that's your brand. But some of you guys have not made that your brand, and it is what it is. Because you have signed off to be a specific person. And so, in my opinion, I'm just like, why go through having to change all of that when you can just be that when you need to be it? Because in a lot of ways, you guys are entertainers. It's just what it is. You're an entertainer. You're an entertainer of some sort. Like right now, I can do these videos. It doesn't necessarily mean this is who I am, end all be all. There are parts about me that I would never, like, only the people most closest and nearest and dearest to me will be exposed to. Why? Because I create boundaries. It's not because I'm living unauthentically. That's not what it is. It's that I perceive, this is for that area and this is for that area. And why do we do this? Because people don't know how to be respectful. People don't know how to act. People don't know how to be loving towards people. So yes, creating boundaries matters. You can be an entertainer and still have your sense of self and feel good about that. Let's see, what do these 3 cards say? I literally thought I just heard a car accident. This is the 7 of Wands. It says, stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Have confidence. Challenge those in power, but also choose your battles wisely. So there, like I said, there is a time to show up, and there is a time to, it's surrounding this concept of just figuring out where that line is and figuring out when the mask comes out and when it doesn't. I also have a movie for you because I've been saying it a lot. You could literally just go and watch The Mask with Jim Carrey in it. It's like a 90s movie, I think, with Cameron Diaz. Oh shit, look at that. I didn't even put those together. Cameron Diaz is in that movie. I think that's like one of her first movies she did. Yeah. That's y'all's movie. Go watch The Mask. You'll see in that movie, he picks and chooses when the mask best serves him. It doesn't mean that's who he is. And eventually, never mind. I don't want to tell y'all the movie. But, the movie is encompassing this man who is very different than who he becomes when he puts this mask on. It's literally an alter ego. And I think that's where you guys are. And you'll be in this season. You'll play this game for a beat, for a spell, which means for a certain time, and then chunk it, get rid of it. It won't be necessary. But right now, I feel like it is. So the advice is just play the role. 6 of Pence. The good you do comes back to you. An unexpected flow of abundance, borrowing wisely and paying off a debt, sharing your wealth with others less fortunate. Like I said, I do feel like you guys are entertainers and you give a lot and your audience adores you. Your audience loves you, your audience appreciates you, and your audience supports you nonetheless. And I feel like that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to overextend, yourself, but it does mean that you need to remember that you are giving enough. That's what I think this card is saying. You're giving enough. You don't have to overextend yourself. You don't have to overshare who you are or what it is that you do. This social media game has people really confused, and people fans feeling like they're obligated to know all of the innermost details about your life. They don't have to know shit. They only get to know what you share with them. there's a girl that I watch on social media. I don't want to bring her name up, but I really do love her. And actually, no, I'm gonna say her name. What's her name? Oh, her name is Aaliyah. Oh shit, do I know her? Aaliyah's Face, I think is the name of her channel. And I really love her channel. And it's so funny because I really don't like. I always say, if you watch my earlier videos, I've said that like me and Geminis just don't get along. Like, I've had the worst experiences with Geminis. Like, I've almost went to jail over a Gemini. So like, I just keep my distance when it comes. No, I'm just playing. I don't keep my distance, but like, I just kind of keep in mind, like, Geminis are just a different type of people. Okay, they are. But she's a Gemini, which I find interesting because when I watch her videos, like, her personality, I feel like it's just like I feel like if we grew up around each other, we would have been like friends for real, because her personality, I feel like I would vibe so much with that. They actually say Aries and Geminis make good like friends, and you know, they're compatible and stuff. So it's really funny. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me. It's a me thing. I don't know. But anyway, I'm let me go back. I'm coming back. Okay. So the reason I brought her up is because she does these vlogs where she vlogs her life for the week, and she posts it. And she is in a relationship right now with her significant other, and I think they've been dating for quite a bit of time. And one of the videos she did, I think a couple of months ago, was talking about, because I watch her like religiously, so I don't miss a video. Not since I stumbled across her. I haven't been watching her forever, but ever since I came across her, I've been watching her. And she did a question and answer video when somebody asked, why don't you show your man on your videos? Because she never shows him. Like, I think the only thing we've ever seen is like a hand, right? Like, she never shows his face. She never shows his body. Nothing. And so she responds, you know, because like, well, I think she says something funny like that's a grown man. Like, what does he need to do on my channel right now? Like for what? And I thought that was really funny, but I so appreciated her shutting that down and being like, no, y'all are not gonna see him. This is a boundary. And no, like he doesn't, no, I'm not going to show him. I don't care if you want to see him. I don't care if you feel some kind of way because you feel entitled to see him. And she says, like, I'm not hiding him. Like, if you ever saw me out and about and running around Atlanta and you saw me with him, then you would see him. But like, I'm not about to put him all on my page. And you know, he's probably a private person or just somebody that that's not his thing. And I love and respect that about her. And I love and respect that she loves and respects her relationship, because again, we're in this day and age where people do anything for clout, people do anything for attention. And so the fact that she laid that boundary down and was like, no, like, y'all don't need to see my man. For what? This is my channel. Like, no, this ain't no couple's channel. And he doesn't want to be on camera. He's not going to be on camera. And I just love that. I don't know why, but it's so refreshing to see people shut people down and say, no, you don't get to see that part of my life. You're not entitled to that part of my life, you know? And so anyway, like, I give that example to show you that even in the world of influencer, you can still have boundaries and say, no, I'm not going to show my kids. I'm not going to show my relationship. You know, I'm not, like, you can still do that and still be successful, still be entertaining, still be engaging, still have, you know, people following you, supporting you. You could still do that. You could do both. You could do both. All right, I'm done on my high horse. Last couple cards. We have protection. We have truth. We have grieving and friendship. Oh my God, I just had like a coughing fit. I want to say that friendship is coming in and saying, like I said earlier, when I was talking about myself and I was like, you know, I show this side to people who are nearest and dearest to my heart because I understand what this world is and the concept of what this matrix is. And just unfortunately, a lot of people just don't have your best interest at mind. They don't care. So it's like, why would I expose these parts of myself to them? Like, for what reason? Like, for what reason would I need to do that? And I think that some of you guys, you know, if you're feeling like I need to share, I want to share, and it's like you're dealing with this conflict inside of your season, Lean on your friendships. Lean on those friends. Lean on those people who are there for you. Don't shut those people out. Don't ignore those people. Reach out to them. They're in your life for a reason. They care about you. They want you to win. They want you to succeed. They support you. Those are the people I'm talking about. Reach out to them. Confide in them. Share with them. You know, let them hold space for you. I do want to say though, with this card grieving coming out, it makes me feel like, particularly in the business that you're in, whatever that is. Like I said, I keep wanting to reiterate. It feels like some sort of like part, like something where you're just like kind of like people are watching you. Whether that's the actual act, like you're acting, whether you're an influencer, whether you're an artist, some sort of celebrity of sorts, where people, maybe you're on a reality show. Hell, I don't know. I'm just thinking about like somebody on a reality show watching this video. But like, I mean, this video is timeless. So whenever you stumble across this, then it was meant for you. Anyway, there's going to be a time where you are not in that position anymore, because everything comes to an end at some point. And I feel like for you guys, keeping in mind that you will have to say goodbye to this career. I feel like you guys are going to be walking away from this career at some point in life. And it's because there's something else that you really want to do that's going to make all like a lot more sense. It's something that you really, really want to do. Like I said, I feel like this is just a phase for you guys. You're just doing this right now because it makes the most sense. This isn't really something that you're super passionate about. And that's what I was saying earlier. You're not really passionate about this, but you're like, this is where I am. This is the easiest way to make money. And I'm a rocket. Like, I'm even thinking about like girls who are in like, I don't know if I could say the word on YouTube. Girls who are in the, you know, the adult industry, you know, like even those girls, like, it's like you do that for a bit of time and then you move on to something else. A lot of those girls, they don't stay in those industries, you know, past however many years or past a certain age. They move on, they retire. Like, I feel like you are in an industry where retirement is like early. Like, you're not retiring at 65. Like, you're probably retiring at like 33 or something, 35. And I feel like you're going to move to a place where you're going to live a lot quieter life. You're going to live a lot quieter. It's not even a sentence. Jesus Christ. You're going to live a quieter life. You're going to live a life of seclusion and privacy. And that's something to really look forward to. I don't feel like I feel like you're going to look back and miss those times where, you know, life was fast paced, and it's like a fleet of motorcycles that just drove past my window. Anyway, you're going to look back on that life with like memories, and some of them may be bittersweet, but nonetheless, I think this card is also just kind of reminding you to like take everything in right now, because life is not going to stay like this. It is not going to get for the worse. It's not like that, but it's like life is not always going to be like this. So take it all in. You know, like Beyonce's not going to be on stages like that forever. Kevin Hart's not going to sell out stadiums like that forever. So it's like, in that moment, embrace it, you know? Like the Instagram models, they're not going to be Instagram models forever. So embrace that. Take advantage of the moment. Seize the moment, you know? When it comes to truth and protection, well, truth is really just, again, it's about being honest with yourself, being real with yourself, okay? Understanding that life doesn't have to look a specific certain way for you to be happy or content. You know, I really think just learning how to make the best of your situation. And I just keep wanting to emphasize that. Don't lose yourself, though, either. I want to say that when I see protection, I also see this, like, I felt like I had to have a coughing attack again. But when I see protection, And then I also, when I'm looking at protection and going back and forth between protection and truth, I'm also feeling like, I think this is a really good test for you guys in this moment, in this season you are in. It's a good test for you guys as far as whether or not you can, whether or not in the midst of everything fake, can you, go the distance. It's like if everyone around you is asking you to sell your soul, will you actually do it because it's just easier to go with what everyone wants you to do? Or will you hold your ground and say, absolutely not, that's not who I am? I think there's a reason Spirit even put you in this place where you have the attention, all eyes are on you or about to be on you, because what I'm saying may not even be happening right this moment, but it could even be just something that is something to anticipate because of the way that you're moving and the momentum that you're building up. A lot of people get to this place where they thought that success and fame was this thing, and then they get there and they're like, oh my God, this is horrible. I don't want to do this anymore. But you have to maintain your sense of self. You have to know what you want. And if you get there and you don't know what you want, well, retire. Put the money into something, like I said, a smart investment that can generate income. Buy real estate, buy a business, buy a farm, buy something, put it into long-term stocks or something, so where you're making money, and get out. But the test of knowing if you can protect yourself in those most stressful environments, I feel like your walkaway is going to be so impactful. Like I said, there's a reason for everything. Your soul, like, you came here to experience a certain life. So why complain about it? The sun charm speaks volumes. We had several words that came out, which was a little different than group one. We have the sun charm. We have the word beautiful. We have the word miracle. We have the word warrior. We have a horse, and we have the moon card. The moon card. I think about the moon card when I see that charm. Where the hell did it go? Oh. I'm going to get a close-up. So one thing I want to say, when I see the sun card, of course, I'm thinking favor. I'm thinking happiness. I'm thinking joy. I'm thinking satisfaction. And so there is something very satisfying with what you're doing. Maybe you're making a lot of money and you're just needing to figure out a way of how to maintain your sense of self, balance your mental health, and also still make a really decent living, right? And I want to say, for warrior to come out and then for me to see that horse, it really gives me like Game of Thrones energy. And even though I didn't see the last season of Game of Thrones, not yet at least, so don't spoil it for me, but I really like the fact that everyone in Game of Thrones, like, they had a purpose. Like, the main characters, they all knew what they wanted to do, and they were willing to do whatever to get there. Like, everyone had a purpose, a mission, the thing that they woke up every single day to work towards getting, obtaining, and keeping, with Cersei's, like, her needing to keep that position that she had. Again, I haven't seen the last season, or at least the last 2 seasons, so yeah, I'm a little behind. I don't know what happens to them. Don't tell me though. Don't tell me. No spoilers. I didn't spoil The Mask, so don't spoil Game of Thrones. But like I said, it just gives me that energy of knowing what you want to do and going for that and not stopping until you get it. I think that some of you guys are able to rely on your beauty, being able to rely on how you look and how you present. I think that it's helped you get to this place that you are in your career. If you're not there yet, you continuing to use your beauty to get there. Look, again, don't let anybody make you feel bad for getting it how you get it, okay? Your specific life does not have to be what they want it to be, okay? So if you rely on your beauty to get you into those modeling rooms, to get you into these Hollywood doors, to get you into these Instagram groups or whatever these Instagram models have, I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm not on Instagram anymore anyway. So, but whatever. Basically, I'm saying utilize the assets that you have. I mean, if it's in your favor, it's in your favor. You know what I mean? You don't have to feel bad about that. There's nothing to feel bad for. And then the moon card is coming in, and I want to talk about that last before we wrap up. Keep in mind that everything is not what it seems all the time. Sometimes things present one way, and they're really meant to show you something completely opposite. So keep your eyes open. Keep your sense of self protected. Protection right here. Keep it protected. You know, maintain that. If you find yourself slipping and you forget who you are, or you even start to let people tell you who you are, take a second, retreat a little bit, because I don't want you to lose yourself. And I'm thinking back even on the fact that I did all of these on this grieving card. I only really did this because it's so dark up here, but the fact that I'm even looking at this grieving card again is making me also want to kind of caution you guys that I don't want you to lose yourself. I don't want you to forget what this all is. I don't want you to get caught up in this world of glitz and glamour, that everything that you work so hard to, you know, become when it comes to your journey, when it comes to your discovery of self, gets washed away or lost in the sauce, you know? So keep that in mind, to always hold on to who you are as an individual. So anyway, that is your reading, group 2. I hope this helped you. If it did in any way, ashe, ashe. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. I will be back tomorrow for May Day number 4. But yeah, all right. I'll talk to you guys later.